Right, hopefully we'll try that again. Blouse and skirts, the internet problem. Hopefully, because the last 7 minutes it's been on private, so let's start again and do that all over again. Right, big up one, big up all, and just wait and see and make sure we're going live public this time round. So if you can see me, yep, I can see one eye. There's Lucas there. Wonderful. Right. Okay. Right. As I've got a few minutes before I go and set up for Put the Needle on the Record, the Roots Rock Reggae edition tonight, featuring, I'm going to tell you about my event first, featuring David Reed, also Ras Digby, and Eternity Sound. Tonight it's a vinyl event playing 70s, 80s, 90s roots rock reggae music down there at the Hare and Hounds in Greenford. Look on my page, you'll get all the information for that tonight. So before I twiddle off and do that, I'm gonna wait for a couple of people to come in so we can, chat about that, because like I said, I've given myself a few minutes and everything so we can chat so people know. Firstly, let me just say, big up all those who turned out yesterday. It was a nice turnout. I was expecting to see more people there, but it was a nice turnout still. So big up all those who rolled out and supported yesterday. Big up Mr. Keith Fraser, Mr. Knowledgeable. It was wicked to see you yesterday as well. Funky Nitro was in the building. Great to see him as well. Big up yourself, Owen. I know you was tuning in yesterday. Yeah, you'll hear some bits there. Big up the Hillbilly Acoustics team who rolled through the building. Did see them yesterday as well. The APS Maestro was up there, Mr. Ren Phillips. Big up yourself for rolling up from London. I want to big up Mr. Bumpy G and Mr. Chris Ranks, who rolled up from London with me to come into RC1 Corner and bring some vibe and everything. We'll chat about that as we go along. Like I said, I'm going to try and turn this round in about 10-15 minutes time so that I can twiddle off and do what I need to do. So, anyway, let's wait for a couple more people because I've had so much messages today. It was good. It was a good event, and like I say, it's one of them that it doesn't happen often when you get two of the biggest sounds in the country come together to go against each other. So let's get this straight. It wasn't like a sound system clash or rare, as in they're trying to dub at each other and cussing lyrics, because you know what, I wasn't going to do that. But the vibe was nice. It was a machine clash and an operator clash. Yeah, so that is what it was more or less about, basically. Now, for me, and we'll twiddle on about it as we go along, but for me, it really all individually depends on how you like to hear your music as well. For me, this was a big factor as well yesterday, which we will touch on as we go along anyway. It was interesting, yeah. It was interesting for sure, and we'll go from top to bottom. We'll go from, from when we first touched down to when we left, basically. So before we get into too much technicals, let's just go down the first things first. As we walked in, I want to chat about, most of it. Might make me a couple of minutes late for my event, but I want to talk about most of it, yeah. So as we walked in, now I want to look at appearance. Let's start with appearance now, yeah. Or no, actually, as we walked in, first things first, I want to say, big up the promoter. He welcomed us very nicely, showed us enough love. Big up the whole of the RC1 family and John Evely. Soon as we walked in, showed us enough love. Over to the other side, shook hands with Cutty and Bragger, Young Lion, whole family there. Showed us enough love. So the love and the unity was in the building heart. No matter which side you was on, it was there. So it wasn't a clash where man, rah. Not them kind of clash. Yeah, the vibe was nice. So applause to both sound for that. Yeah, and in that respect. Now, as we walked in, because I'm a man, I like to be honest and say what I gotta say. Yes, sir. As I walk in, I'm looking around and I'm taking a few pictures, and because it's early, I'm checking things. You know, I'm looking at my eyes, how things are set up and what's running what and everything. So it's appearance. Let's do the appearance as we twiddle through, as we walk in there. So I walk in, walk over to the RC1 corner. I look at John's setup there. John's got that nice digital setup with the EQ flat, everything digital there, the digital desk, nice and pretty. Everything wired up, nice and clean. Yeah, no amps there, because all those who know RC1, John's amps for them silver box, stay by the box. Yeah, so all the cabling over there, so everything nice and pretty. Set look good. Twiddle over the other side now. We go over by Cutty corner. Now, I know what Cutty does use. I know Cutty's system. I know both systems. Let's just get that correct, yeah. So twiddle over there. We have the preamp looking clean and pretty with its nice little lights. A few of the analog bits. Everything clean. Those who know Cutty, his appearance means a lot to him and everything. So everything looking clean and good and nice with some flickery lights put in there to give it that kind of, you know, nice, clean, clear and effective approach. Yeah. So that's big up Cutty, yourself there. Now, let's take a look at the stacks. Now, those who know. So I don't need to go at the explanation. Now, for me, if you look at both stacks and you know, then you're gonna know what you're roughly gonna hear. Because on the right hand side was the RC. Slow down. The RC1 stack, which John's got his, if I'm not mistaken, his double 18s. And double 15 tops. Now, if you know RC1 with the silver front, the brutal boxes which have been around for ages, yeah, but they are brutal boxes. If you to look at them, even looking at them, yeah, you can look and see these are like built for brutality. Right, yeah. For me, more built for brutality more than clarity. But although, don't get that wrong, they are effective boxes. But for me, built more for brutality. Yeah. So, but the stack, again, looking clean and tidy, the way that John wants it to look. So, there we go. That's RC1. So, I twiddle over to the left, and there we have the red and black pretty boy 21-inch QUALITEX stack. Now, this is one thing about Cutty. Cutty is, when it comes to that, he's like a man who go to church on a Sunday night, yeah, and put on one rascal, big nice silver piece of suit, yeah, and just pop street nice, yeah. The looks for Cutty is quite a big thing. So the stack itself, when you look at that stack, that's the difference with John. When you look at Cutty's stack, where you have the QUALITEX light flashing in and rare, and the stack look pretty. The stack, what it brings to me, shows me that it's more built as a warm, effective stack, more than a brutal stack. You understand? So for me, as a person who know both, when I look at them stacks, that's what I'm kind of expecting to hear out of each individual sack. Yeah, as they say, everybody's different, but that's my opinion. Okay, right now, entertainment-wise, we'll start entertainment-wise. Yeah, let's do that. Now, big up John. Big up John from RC1. Now, those who know that RC1 do a lot of hiring, loads of hiring all over the place. Like they've got systems here, there and everywhere. They're busy. Drum and bass scene, jungle scene, blah, blah, blah. More time. That is the side that they are on. John himself wants to come out a few times now and slide in, because he has music. He has tune, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he wants to slide into some of the reggae side of things with the system. Why not? Go for it. He has the music and everything. Go for it. He needs to train himself up a little on his selection and how to pull it and when to pull it. But, you know, that's things he can learn about. He used to DJ back in the day, so he can get that back again and, you know, brighten up his selection and rare on that side of things, on the reggae side of things, which I'm sure he can step up to. So for me, on the night, John's selection was a bit up and down. He did pull some wicked tune, don't get me wrong. I was MCing next to him. He did pull some wicked tune. Yeah, but it was a bit up and down. But like I said, he will grab that and get things correct as he goes along. Because John does enjoy selecting tune. And to be honest, he has got in them folders there, he's got some wicked tune. Some remastered, some originals. I've been through a few. He's got some boom tunes, so he can get that together, yeah? His guests, my friend MC Belly and DJ Innovator, who came and played 2 half-hour drum and bass sets. Now, I'll say this, the drum and bass sets seem to step up the RC1 rig. Seem to bring more out of the RC1 rig. Yeah, and we'll explain that a bit later. But the drum and bass systems for the sets, for those who was there, and there was a lot of drum and bass heads in the place as well. Yeah, they tore it up for them people. Yeah, they tore it up for them people. Them people was just bubbling. And for me, and I kept saying it, RC1 was pushing some pressure out of them bass boxes. Yet them people was in front of them bass box with earplug in your ear and twisting your head up. Now, I don't know about you, but not me, you know. I stood way back and it was still booming me out. You know what I mean? So, but selection-wise, RC1 for their people and that, they did good. Yeah, pulled some tune, they done good. Selection-wise from QUALITEX now, from early, they stuck to basically the root side of things. Yeah, dug out some wicked roots tunes, had me skanking. Now, not everybody in the place knew the roots music, but certain tunes that was pulled with certain rhythms and certain bounce kept the crowd bubbling. Yeah. So Lion and Kai, they did pull out some tune, kept the crowd bubbling and thing, you know, kind of on a level. There was, I'm going to say this now, Kai, there was a couple of tune that you did pull yesterday, which I wouldn't have pulled there because it kind of slowed the crowd down and then they decided to go and have a cigarette. There wasn't that much of an understanding crowd, but overall, for the roots and dub and everything, QUALITEX done good to pull them people that side. Yeah. Now, the guests who was on QUALITEX, I can't remember the DJ's name now. Yeah, and their MC. Yeah, who was on QUALITEX. You know what? I have to give them pure credit. Because them man came in, and this is a drum and bass crowd that's there more time and that. them man came in and started playing some grime rhythms and a few bashment rhythms. I started chat on the mic like so and hype up the crowd. Next thing, them drum and bass crowd switch and went to them, and them look, they had them up and down and bubbling hard. Bubbling hard. So, you know what, big up QUALITEX, for true. Overall, for me, and this is just my opinion, right, because lots of different people in the place. So I'm just chatting about my opinion, my ears, yeah? Overall, for me, entertainment-wise with the people, I would say QUALITEX, yeah. I would go on QUALITEX side, okay? Overall entertainment. But don't get me wrong, yeah? Big up John each and every time. He pushed tune, he tried hard. He came out, his last tune was an actual Scottish tune, a bagpipe tune, yeah? And it had some bomber class heavy bass. So, big up John, you know, he do things differently, but he will get there. So overall for the entertainment, I will give that to QUALITEX. Big up DJ Innovator and MC Belly, played 2 wicked sets themselves as well on the RC1 system. Right, now, if we get down to things, like I said, I'm going to spend a whole heap of time, but if we get down to things now, let's start with the mic sections, right? Because I was MCing alongside Chris Franks, you know, and QUALITEX had their MCs over there as well. Big up Young Lion. The mic sections, I felt that QUALITEX had a better mic section than what we had. For the simple reason that I feel that John did push that midsection in them boxes brutally, right? And I'm not saying, right, don't get this wrong, I'm not saying that he was pushing them to distortion or not. He was pushing them brutally, yeah, and they were still playing, but he was pushing them brutally, which was overriding the mic section. Now, when we did, with the stack that near and what have you, and we had them monitors there, when we did turn up the mic section, we was getting feedback. So therefore, in a clash in that kind of arena, yeah, to get that correct, you would have to, you know, be positioned in the right place. So, I mean, that was basically just box positioning problems. You know, maybe we could have got it cleaner had we been stacked up in a different place. Yeah, but mic section, QUALITEX mic section, again, the mic section was nice. It was up and down like ours. There was times when I could hear me good, and we were sitting, me and Chris were singing nice. But QUALITEX was a bit up and down, but they had the cleaner mic section, right? That you could hear them cleaner. Yeah, so I give them that. Now, let's talk about the top end. We'll go top, mid, and bottom because you know what, I will run out of time otherwise. But the top end now. We'll start with Cutty's top end. Now, although Cutty, again, for me, had the cleaner, more brisker top end, I've heard his top end sound better. I'm gonna say that. I've heard his top end sound crisper, sound cleaner. It wasn't dirty. Don't get me wrong. Maybe it was the venue, but I've heard QUALITEX top end sound better than what it did. It was, for me, it was slightly missing that at top that I know that system can give. But again, that could have been the venue, yeah. And again, it did sound right. It did sound nice. I'm not running it down. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it did sound clean. It did sound balanced. So, on the other side now, with John's top section, RC1. Now, those who know John already know John doesn't like to turn up his top section. He doesn't like his top section right, hard. Yeah. Whereas you got, you know, enough of us reggae man when I hear the tweeter. When I hear that. John doesn't like it too bright. So for me, that, you know, the way I like to listen to my tune and everything, that was kind of missing there. You know what I mean? You could hear it and think, but it would have been better had it come more out, more further. So that, you know, the top end was heard cleanly and clearly. You know, so top end, I'll give that again to Qualitex. Yeah, because he was a bit brighter up there. But like I said, I've heard him sound cleaner. In fact, I've heard RC1 with more, you know, crisper top. So again, it could be the venue. I don't know, but I'll give that to Qualitex again. Midsection. Now, Cutty's boxes, you know, they always play balance, them tops boxes. So one meets the other. Everything nice, everything swerve round, simple as that. You don't get much comb filtering problems and all them kind of thing, right? The way Cutty's built them boxes, very nice. So everything came together for Cutty in them boxes. But like I say, I've heard them sound brighter. I've heard them sound brighter. But they sounded good. They sounded nice. Yeah. Over the other side, John's mid-range. Now, like I said, when you walk in and you look at the two stacks, yeah, you see one is brutal. Yeah, one is brutality. And the other is more like sweetality. Yeah, we say sweetality. Yeah. So John's midsection, I mean, them top, people always talk about his bass boxes. Yeah. But you see them top boxes are badass. They will definitely, when you listen, and we'll go a bit deeper in a minute, when you listen to that stack, it is raw. It will remind you of Shaka and how Shaka used to love play his sound. Yeah, with pure brutality and rawness. And that's what them tops boxes do. They give you that rawness. That's what that stack did do. It played raw. Trust me, it played raw. His midsection, you could make it out. You could know, you could hear the voice, you could hear rare. But it was brutal. It was brutal. So in that box, it chucked it out heavily. Very heavily. Overriding what was above it as such. But then again, like I said, because John doesn't twist up his high section as much, yeah, you will notice that mid-range brutality hard in that box. So mid-range now, that very difficult because, like I say, Cutty's was very even, John's were very brutal, but both boxes was doing what they were supposed to do. So mid-range wise, I'm gonna say both sounds. I'm gonna give that because that's very hard to tell. I'll be honest, because you could hear the voices through the mid-range from both boxes. We're talking mid-range, not high range, not sub-range, yeah? And that, like I said, Cutty's built his boxes to play a certain way. John has built his boxes to play a certain way. And both boxes did do in the mid-range what they was built to do. One was raw and brutal. One was sweet and efficient. Right? So, in that respect, yeah, tie. Mid-range, we give a tie. Now, on the bottom end, which everybody love bassline, yeah, me, I'm a man, I like balance, yeah, I love everything, love all of it, yeah, but everybody love bassline. So this is what people wanna hear about. Well, I'm gonna tell you people, yeah, that's going to depend on what kind of bass line you like, right? Both these sounds, top heavyweight sounds, couple of the biggest sounds in the country, yeah? Serious heavyweight sounds, yeah? Last night, when it came to bass, and it came to bass pressure, neither sound disappointed at all. Full bass pressure. Neither sound disappointed at all, right? What we have to go into when you're talking about bass is now you have to get fundamental. Now you have to get a bit technical, yeah? On the left, the QUALITEX bass. Now, Cutty's 21s, them double 21s, I have to say last night, clean. Big up Mr. Funky Nitro. Nice to see you last night, yeah? Cutty's bass, clean. Clean. Heavy. Clear. Dead. Yeah? Done the thing. There was a couple of times last night, yeah, when Cutty even pulled the trigger on me, and there was bass that come out that I wasn't expecting. Yeah, so I'm big up Cutty because when we was reading it, ran them 42, 40 hertz, them boxes, boy, and it even sounded like it was drawing lower. Yeah, Cutty had the note step. Yeah, it sounded efficient. Yeah, it sounded nice. It sounded round like pound. Yeah, that's the left stack. Now, depending on who you is and how you like to hear your music, whether you like hard bass, soft bass, musical bass, deep bass, step over to the right and you go to RC1. Again, John's built his boxes, them double 18s from years back, yeah, to be brutal, okay? He's built them to be brutal. So, when John played his bass, that's exactly what they'd done. Brutal, raw bass line, yeah? There was tone there, but the tone was overridden by the pressure, and even though the tone still carried there, the pressure made more of the factor. The brutal pressure from them boxes was insane. When Cutty pulled a couple of trigger a couple of times, shot me, and then I don't know what John done, but he seemed to pull another trigger again and lick me. So, again, when it comes down to that, yeah, it really and truthfully all depends on how you like your bass. Both sounds was held it up. I would say, for me, and I told Cutty last night, he was round like pound. Sounded wicked, sounded lovely, yeah, efficient, yeah, and he had it dead. Over the other side, yeah, John, pure respect, because for me, on the night, yeah, John only just edged Cutty bass-wise for pressure. It was close. It was close. Yeah. John edged him for pressure. But flip that over, yeah, Cutty edged John for tone and cleanliness, without a doubt. John's bass, and R.I.P. Josh Shako himself, John's bass line reminded me of old school Just Shaka bassline. The way John tore that up, and I personally feel that those who know that amps had a big factor to do with this last night. Crest met Power Soft. You listen to the tone of the two, John matched that the way an old 80s sound would have played it. And it was brutal. It was brutal. Cutty, over the other side, when he drew bass, it shook and it was clean and it was nice. And I was smiling because them kind of bass. But John's bass was, I can't screw it. It was boom. So pressure-wise, as Cutty's saying, it was 6 versus 8, which I didn't find out till today. I didn't really notice. Yeah. So, but you know what, Cutty, even with that, yeah, big up yourself, because you held that up high, cuz. Yeah. So big up yourself each and every time. Without doubt. Yeah. And while I'm sitting here, and probably Billy Acoustics or John or one of them's probably watching, big up John, because you done your thing. Yeah? You done your thing. And what this shows, right? What this shows is that it came down to systems and operators, right? Cutty knew his system. Cutty knew how to play what he was doing. I actually was impressed with Cutty last night, I have to say, because I did like how he had strung up the bass and how he was running that last night. For me, yeah, you know what, Cutty, big up yourself, because last night you got that bass right. Yeah, you strung that right. And everything was just central. Remember I told you? You hardly touching that thing. Yeah, the way you had it strung up. Correct. Yeah, it worked, mate. So big up yourself each and every time. John, I have to say, what can I say about them bass spins? Brutality. Absolute brutality. Whether it's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, brutality. And the way John does, you know, digitally have everything set up and everything, so he knows exactly what's going on. And the amps are just behind the boxes, less cabling, more. You know what I mean? So, end of the day, big up John, that was brutal. Like I said, I would give the bass end to John only because he won, because he just edged the pressure. But like Cutty said, he was using a couple less boxes, so it could be very even. Yeah. So, for me personally, and remember, as I said in the beginning, different ears, different choices, different result. Yeah. But for me, in the beginning to end, yeah, overall, entertainment, system, selection, overall, QUALITEX just edged it. Just edged. Yeah. But, you know what? It was well worth doing. Because both them man showed sound system that we can come together, we can put on these things, right? We can enjoy the night, and there don't have to be no badness. And there don't have to be no loser. All there will be is winner. And that's exactly what we done last night. We didn't announce no winner. Yeah, I said I'm going to leave that to the crowd of people. When they walk away, you make your winner. You understand? And it was like so. So both sounds was winners. For me, QUALITEX just edged it. Yeah, they edged it. John, John done his thing, taking nothing away from him, because they done wickedly all together. And I was honoured to be called to, you know, go and host and entertain with them as well. I want the people, a crowd of people who was there, thank you very much for coming through as well and supporting the cause, and look out for more, because more will come. And let me tell you that I'm glad I went last night, because I got some work for it from later on in the year. And also, let me tell everybody who's watching, I want you to look out for something that's coming up. October. I talked to Cutty today, all right? We're going to line up a dance. Little meets large. Simple Things Audio meets Qualitex. Yeah? In a niceness, style and fashion. 1 stack each. Yeah? 12s, double 12s meets double 21s. You know what? Look out for that one. Qualitex, Cutty has agreed. We're gonna do a dance, yeah? And we're gonna have some fun. And we're gonna bring back the niceness into the sound system culture. You understand? That's what we're looking to do. Me, I best go, you know. I gotta get the equipment ready and get ready for later. So look out for Put the Needle on the Record, the Roots Rock Reggae edition. As I said, big up all those who was there last night. It was wicked. I had a wicked time, enjoyed myself, and I was honoured to be called to go up there as well. So thank you very much. And look out for more, because there will be more. We're not finished yet. That's how we say. From Father Chalky, Simple Things Audio, stay safe, look after one another. Later will be greater.